Hey, it's Hannah, and we're going to do yoga for people who can't do yoga. For this practice, you just need a comfortable place to lie down, and we are going to use a strap. Now, you don't need a yoga strap for this. You can use a belt, you can use a scarf, you can use the tie from your bathrobe. When I was in a pinch before, I used an extra pair of leggings, really whatever you've got that's like a longish piece of fabric. Now, just before we dive into this, I wanted to talk about people who can't do yoga. So all the time, whenever I tell people I'm a yoga teacher, they tell me, oh, I can't do yoga. I'm not flexible enough. Oh, I can't do yoga. I'm not strong enough. I'm not patient enough. It's boring. I can't meditate. And yes, all of those things are valid. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I'm not here to change your mind or tell you how to feel. But I want you to know that maybe you have been doing yoga all along and it's just not what looks like yoga. So yoga is just the tying together of the strands of the mind. Basically, we're just bringing ourselves into the present and feeling our physical body and our breath. So maybe you find this kind of yoga when you're out running or riding a bike or dancing or swimming, or for me, a big part of my yoga practice is just walking my dogs, feeling my feet on the floor, listening to the sounds, being present, feeling my breath, my heartbeat, all those things that naturally happen as you get quiet. And that can be a full and complete yoga practice all on its own. The yoga that we think of is pose-based yoga, so asanas, a yoga flow, people doing handstands and down dog and the splits. You can have a perfect yoga practice without ever doing that. So we're going to do a little bit of a yoga stretch today. It's going to be super gentle, no pressure on the wrists, the knees, or anything like that. Just going to be a nice, chill yoga practice. And if you still think you can't do it, just follow along, do your best, and remember that everything in all yoga classes is optional. You are not a failure if you can't do something I ask you to do. It's just a limit in your physical body today. That's it. So let's get started. We are going to lie down. And just to keep things nice and gentle on the low back, let's bring the feet flat onto the floor, knees bent. That just creates a little bit of space through your low back. Rest your hands on your belly and just take a nice big breath in. And let it go. And that's it. Do 2 more like that. Big breath in. Feel your belly rise. And breathe out any way you want. 1 more, just like that. Big, generous inhale. And a slow and thorough breath out. Congratulations, you just did yoga. So just stay here. Maybe you continue to feel your breath in your hands. You might even like to close your eyes. And see if you can just let your body be heavy. So if you find that you're gripping, see if you can loosen that grip. Let your shoulders just relax. Soften your jaw. Then bend your right knee even more and pull your right thigh in. You can hold on to your shin, to your thigh. If your leg feels far away, that's what your strap is for. It's an arm extender. So you can just wrap it around one leg and pull it in that way. Doesn't matter how close or how far your leg is from you. And just notice if that feels a little different. What's changed? Maybe there's some compression through the front of your hip. Maybe you can feel that connection of abdomen to thigh, or a little stretch through the back of your leg. And what if you stretch out your left leg? How does that feel? Has it changed sensation in your low back, through the front of your left hip? And this is where we're going to grab a hold of the strap. So you can place it around the sole of your foot. Reach your foot up to the ceiling. It's totally cool to have a bend in your knee. Now I like to slide my hands way down the strap so that my elbows can rest on the ground. So I'm not like reaching up and causing all this stress and tension through my neck and shoulders. It depends on your strap and how much space you have, but see if you can bring your elbows down to the ground. If this feels challenging, know that you can do this with just the strength of your leg. You can ditch the strap and just lift your leg up. You could also hold on to your thigh if you don't want to use the strap. So this is a hamstring stretch. As long as you're feeling this through the back of your right leg, you're doing this perfectly. Check that you're still breathing, soft and slow. And over time, whether that's a few breaths or a few practices or a few years, you'll be able to reach your heel higher, maybe even straighten your leg, maybe pull your foot in, kiss your knee, whatever you want to do. And take one breath, bonus points if your eyes are closed, and just feel the inhale. And breathe out, feel the exhale. Move that strap off to the side, bend your knee, and use your left hand to pull your right leg across. Now, your knee might come all the way down to the ground. It might float just a few inches over to that side, maybe someplace in between. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you feel a little twist through your spine. So maybe you feel some space being created through the right side of your abdomen or through your right hip, even into that right shoulder. Try looking to your right hand. You can reach it out to the side. Just breathe. Unravel, roll onto your back. Just bring your right foot flat onto the floor. Keep your knee bent. Reach your arms wherever you want to. And just lazily let that right knee fall out to the side. Your knee might touch the ground, or it might hover up above the ground. And you'll feel a little stretch through the inner hip and thigh. Maybe. Just 2 breaths here. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and let it go. Bring your right foot flat onto the floor, knee bent, and pull your left leg in any way that works for you. Now, I should have said this a few minutes ago when we first started, but if a pose or movement isn't accessible to you, let's say, I don't know, you've got a hip replacement, pulling your leg in isn't comfortable. Instead of physically doing it, stay in a comfortable place and visualize yourself doing the pose. So what would it feel like if I were to lift my left knee? Pull my left leg in. How would that feel? All right, let's reach the foot up to the ceiling. This is where that strap comes in. You can place it around your foot. And just breathe into the back of your leg. Whatever that looks like for you. You don't need to do what I'm doing. Do what feels best in your body. And just breathe into the back of your left leg. And teachers say that all the time. Breathe into this part of your body, breathe into that part of your body. What we're really saying when we say that is focus on your breath at the same time that you're focusing on the area of sensation. Sometimes I imagine that area is like another lung and it's breathing with me. So as I breathe in, I imagine my hamstring expanding. And as I breathe out, I imagine my hamstring softening. When you feel like you've had enough, feel free to straighten out that right leg, by the way. When you feel like you've had enough, you can ditch the strap, bend your knee, and just pull your knee across for your twist. You can look away to bring that twist up into your neck. And if you feel awkward or silly doing yoga, congratulations. You are part of the rest of us. No one starts out being fantastic at any practice. Enjoy being bad at it. Enjoy feeling silly, feeling out of place. Because soon you'll start to feel comfortable here. And you'll kind of miss those days of being brand new to the practice. When I first started, I reminded myself a lot, it's fine to be bad at something. It would be boring if we started out and we were all perfect at all the practices we do. Now unravel, bring your foot flat onto the floor, and again, just let your knee fall out to the side. Maybe bring your hands onto your belly and just breathe. Bring your leg back to center. You can straighten it out or bend your knees again and just let yourself rest. Shavasana. The final pose of almost every yoga practice. Your time to rest and soak up the practice. So what we've done is a stretch for the hips. We've stretched them out in most of the directions they go in. And we have released the low back a little bit by doing that. We've meditated by bringing the mind into the body and getting kind of still and kind of quiet through the mind. We've done a little bit of breath work by slowing the breath down and being aware of it. So we've done a lot in just a few minutes. Give yourself credit for trying out something new, for risking being bad at something. And send yourself a great big thank you. And you can stay here and rest in this shape as long as you want. Maybe 2 days. Just kidding, maybe a few more breaths. Whatever you feel like doing. Thanks for being here with me. Peace.